Well, hey everybody, today is Saturday the 23rd, the year is 2024, and I found out some real interesting information yesterday. My friend Lynn Morris, the presiding county commissioner for Christian County and radio, internet podcast host, is going to have General Flynn this Wednesday live at 9. The show is going to be live at 9 o'clock on Wednesday. I think that's the 27th. So that's going to be very interesting. Now, I don't know a whole lot about General Flynn. I've heard things, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to investigate some informational facts about General Flynn, and I'll post a link and a video clip right up here where everybody can see it, and so we'll get on the same page.
The United States of America is in an unhealthy position right now and needs to be exercised. It needs to be exercised by effective leaders who know what they're doing.
Retired Lieutenant General Mike Flynn.
Former National Security Advisor to President Donald Trump.
General Michael Flynn.
They're going to do everything they can to keep Trump out. But what is happening, and this is the beauty of America, when people get pissed in this country, then they start to say, hey, wait a second. We actually love a person who is being victimized when we know that they're being victimized for the wrong reasons. And Trump certainly has tapped into that, because not only is he the victim, but we are the victims, right? The American people are the victims because we're feeling the pain.
What's to stop him from getting in that White House and being sworn in January 25?
They want to bankrupt this man. They want to put him in jail. They want to destroy every single aspect of his life.
With 4 years of Trump and maybe his VP continuing for 4 to 8, can that turn the country around?
Can it be fixed in 4 years? Absolutely not. Can we put the right leaders in place and make some changes in 4 years that need to put us back on a path to where we can become, that shining city on a hill again? Absolutely, we can do that. Now, people can like me or not, they can believe me or not, but what I am telling you is what I firmly believe, and that's coming from a background and a set of experiences that I've been blessed and privileged to have, and I don't take them lightly, and nor do I take what I say lightly.
With General Flynn, I know that he is a patriot. I know that he's a constitutionalist. I know that he admires Donald Trump, probably good close friends now. But something happened where he made the news for some reason. I need to look all that up and get a good understanding of what happened. But they accused him of some very nefarious things, and I think Trump gave him a pardon. And since then, he's Clay Clark out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. They started a way of making videos and going from city to city and talking. I can't think of what they called it. Y'all got to forgive me about that. I'll have to look that up and see. But I remember the very first meeting was in Branson. The thing that went down in Branson, I did not go, but I had a bunch of friends and acquaintances that went. And it's about restoring America. And the speakers were all there. And I think General Flynn was one of the keynote speakers. So that's been going on for, I know, 2 years. And he's been on a lot of different people's podcasts. But when I do my research, I'll make a video about what I find inside of this video, or maybe a separate video, and I'll share you my opinions and what I think about Lynn Morris interviewing General Flynn. It's going to get interesting. Lynn Morris knows how to ask really good questions and be politically correct, and at the same time be a lover of the Constitutionalists. and a person that has actually the common man's interest at heart, especially if my conversations with Lynn Morris are like, if things go bad, he's going to be there for us to help organize and help keep this part of the world calm. And that's been a mission that's been given to him by God, his Father. And I want to interview him after he interviews General Flynn. But I will put up the General Flynn video on my YouTube channel, and I may even stream it live Wednesday. Acts Ministry is where Changing Times podcast live show is broadcasted out of Springfield, Missouri. Jim Waney is the person that's over that project, and he gave me permission in a phone call yesterday to promote everything about this interview with Lynn Morris and General Flynn. So he gave me permission to put it up and share it around and make videos about it and talk about it. Yeah, we need a lot of people focusing on that, because in this local area, you need to know that there are such things as politicians that have our back. I'm believing that Josh Hawley will come online and Lynn Morris will get an interview with Josh Hawley, and it'll become like a reoccurring thing. In other words, anytime we need to know good information, Lynn Morris can bring Josh Hawley into the interview, and hopefully he'll interview General Flynn again. You know, it's just not one time, but there are some strange things that could happen in this reality that we need to be made aware of. And one of them is that may be discussed in the interview, is that is there a corporation that does not have the best interest of the American people at heart? In other words, have they passed such laws after, you know, 9/11, that law that was supposed to be against Al-Qaeda and terrorism, but it looks like that we're the new Al-Qaeda, human citizens born and maybe not even born in America, that just came to America legally. See how I said illegal? Because there's a lot of that going on. I'm sure that may come up in the topic. I know it's on a lot of people's minds. How can something like that happen? Well, a lot of that can happen because we don't have a government for the people, by the people, no more. That's why I push onevoicenow.org so hard and so strong, because go to onevoicenow.org, and I'll put the link in the description right here, and I'll have a link in the description with a playlist that explains and talks about how that onevoicenow.org can work with the public broadcast system right here in Springfield, Missouri, on the campus of Missouri State, and we can have Lynn Morris's show on that channel and start letting people see the actual meetings of the Alderman board meetings in Springfield and Christian County, Lynn Morris's meetings for the county. And then we can use that information to educate the people on what's going on, especially if things go bad. And I'm not saying how bad they're going to go, but I can tell you this: the reason I'm in Ozark, Missouri is because I know it's the safest place in the world to be. For me, anyway. Now, it may not be for other people, and other people may not understand what I'm saying, but it was prophesied at the turn of the century, and then again in the 30s, and then again in the 40s, and it was said that when the outer world falls into chaos, this area in the Ozarks will be a haven. I could be living in Houston, Texas with my family, and Mississippi with my family, and I choose to be here for the reason of seeing the backside of this awakening and see that that's why I'm here, is to help keep these people educated on what happened, how it happened, and what can we do to get back into a constitutional republic. And starting off with the local politicians, and then move to the state politicians, and then to the national. And everybody should be aware of all the factual information that is going to be disclosed. If this thing takes a turn for the worst, the grid could go down, the internet and phones quit working, emergency broadcast system will kick in, and all of a sudden we'll know the storm is upon us. At least that's what's said. I mean, you know, I see it in many different ways. We don't know what's going to happen. So y'all keep watching my channel, keep coming back, and when y'all put up the more information about General Flynn and Lynn Morris interview, y'all going to enjoy watching that, I'm pretty sure. Thank you for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. It helps the algorithm recognize me so I ain't so shadow banned and demonetized. We need all the help we can get to get this word and this message out.